Синие сиськи.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts. It looks like it's coming from an underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Там очень хотел покатушек на Мако. Да что с врагами-то, елки-палки. Серьезно? Два пыка из Мако? Ох, нет, это же новый уровень.
Only a fool punches a Nathak in the mouth. We should sneak around and pull its tail.
Ай-яй-яй. Нет, не стреляй в меня своими ракетами, Джаггернаут. Пожалуйста, не делай этого. Что глупый. Так. Ничего не вижу. Это предыдущий неудачный Мако, да? Как скажешь, Гарус. А, мы его все-таки выжгли, или он сейчас резнится? Или его здесь вообще не было?
I'm on my way.
Боже, что с тобой несчастный дед? Ладно, я сюда не хочу. Наверное, да. Снайпер Волга. Челик, тебе гора не жмет? Ладно. Мака очень не хватает в третьей части. Знаешь, ездить и так хасков на колеса наматывать. Конфетка. А, я вижу кегли. И, наверное, колосса, да? Да. Раньше он был тупой, его можно было расстрелять прямо из лестницы. Но, насколько я помню, в ЛГ он стал самую малость поумнее. Хотя... видимо, нет. Нет. Хотя выходит уже что-то. Нет. Что? Он насквозь прилетел? Так. Мотивированный покупатель. Жмут на шифровку. Пистолеты. Так. Потом, наверное, можно докачать разведчика и спектров. Вау! Это что ж такое? Ну вот он не захотел с нами идти дальше. Ладно, дальше будет его братик. Что, бедный колосс? Мне сейчас за него отомстят, спасибо. Пыньк-пыньк. Пыньк-пыньк. Все? Муинь. Ой. Ну нет. Не надо портить мне мотор. Теперь-то начнется самое интересное, ага. Так. Гарус, Рекс, Гарус. Вот ряд. Ок, ок. Кто это придумал? Боже, это выглядит отвратительно. Как и вот это. Так, что у нас тут? У тебя есть Саша для этого. Ну да, Гарусу без точности нет смысла ставить винтовки. Пистолет. Урон синтетиком. Радиатор или крупнокалиберный ствол? Какой физический предел, господи. Так, щиты. Восьмой этаж. Ну что, детские жопки, поиграемся? Да сядь! Спасибо. Как я ненавижу щиты, а? Прямо в детское кокуро. Интересно, чья же эта граната висит, а? Гарус. Ай. Боже, это так тупо. Никто этого не видел. Ненавижу снайперов. Просто какие щиты, какая регенерация здоровья. Один выстрел в снайпера, и ты за минусом. Я думаю, в принципе, если поймать ракету, то эффект будет такой же. Гарус. Так. Рекс сюда, Гарус сюда. Что, ну хоть кто-нибудь вылезет? Надо все-таки, наверное, немного снайперку подкачать, чтобы снимать других снайперов, потому что, знаешь, достаточно неприятно, когда это происходит. А ну вылези ты, елки-палки. Рекс, иди убей его. Ты же сам сказал, что и всю игру можно пройти с пистолетом. Рекс, ты не Гарс, ты не умеешь ловить лицами ракеты. Ты чё, падла? Так, одни есть, по-моему, их там двое. Да, господи. Чего они сделаны? Да в смысле, я попала, по нему дамаг не прошел. А, вон он. Что ты там стоишь, пуркаешь? У меня ракетами. Сейчас все веселье будет дальше. Я тебе отвечаю, это будет нескончаемое просто. Развлекалово. Где ты? Ох, нет, пацаны, это же целый один гет, это же такая большая проблема. Это же вообще не убиваемо. Что же делать? Вы чё, на приколе? Или сейчас меня что-нибудь опять шотнет вообще из ниоткуда? учат идти. Так. Да. Меня бесит вот эти вот штуки, которые по стенам лазят. Типа, блин. Почему их в других частях не было? Нет, пожалуйста, не надо. Вот он уже умирает. Вот видишь, он даже не заморачивается. Так. Раз. Мамочки. Что ж тебя так вертит, Шепард? Прикольно! Чем меня убила, боже? Так, надо собраться или разобраться, я не знаю. Так, не знаю, давай в бега. Какой-то аттракцион безумия. Нет, не надо. Если я сейчас выйду, мне будет очень больно. Там еще вдалеке снайпер. Кажется, он замечил. А у кого первая помощь нет. Что это за... Ладно, пожалуй, на этом мы и закончим. В прошлый раз тоже такой прикол был. Да господи, почему ты не умираешь? Что за разброс у этого оружия? Шепард, кушай пенициллин, как его, господи. Что у меня твой пистолет? Да боже, может, хватит так умирать на ящике, спасибо. Кого я здесь убью? Себя? А вот за это, кстати, можно получить бан. Ну да ладно. Сделал вид, что его никто не слышал. Ну, спасибо, Урбан. Так, служил. Да вылазилась. Эти снайпера меня доведут. Рекс, я не знаю. Вид, постой вот так. Вот опять, ну что это такое? Что это такое? Как ты меня обходишь? Восхитительно. А, он с меня щит поставил, понятно. Очень мило. Покарен. О, боже. Ящик сверху. На горе, который стоит. Вот этот? Это увлекательный был аттракцион. Так, один геморрой убрали. Карас, возьми снайперку. Да что-то как? Лучше, да, но вот эти вот ребята, они очень сильно дезморалят. Да, безоружка в КД. Как все, капстар. Кудешься, пожалуйста. Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, пожалуйста. Спасибо. Так, это падла. Там. Да хватит на меня смотреть, не стесняюсь. Ладно. Ага. Поваляйся в Рексе. Сейчас, погоди. Боже, это самое чувство, когда проще всего здесь убить колосса. Если сейчас опять какая-нибудь падла ко мне не зайдет в спину. Он перегревается из-за того, что челики кидают на меня безоружку. Не знаю, пусть пока буду это. Да сколько в тебя хп, слышишь? Чертильник. Да их там 3 штуки таких прыгает. Падла. Вот, видишь, они на меня какую-то фигню швыряют, и из этого мой перебег. Сняли. Отойдем. Я говорю, не знаешь, как будто по кругу просто скачут такие, типа, тыц, тыц, тыц. Так, хватит меня там пулять, я к вам еще приду сейчас. Вау, мы апнулись, круто. Каким? О. Вот расскажи мне, чем мне сейчас сняли щиты, если эта штука по мне даже не попадала? Так, там У нас остался колосс и один гет, который вот там вот все время торчит за ящиком. Где-то он вспомнил, что он живой. Конечно. Это тебе не Destiny. Я могу, конечно, кое-что сделать. Типа, типа, чтобы он стрелял в 2 раза больше. Да что? Царапина! Царапина! Ты слышал? Он сказал, что царапина! Иди! Царапина! А ну да, скрипты. Да нельзя зажать. Вот я зажала, видишь? Один пык и все. Да господи! А. Нет. Что это? И что это? Жуть какая. А, подожди. Кто это был? А, это Гарус. Так что ж помянем. Так, там тоже сейчас будут гетто. Да в это... А, вон он. Не, челик, так, мы не договоримся с тобой. Почему Гарус с Рексом местами махнулись? Что это за свингер-пати? Ой. Ну и ладно. Не очень-то и нужен нам этот скилл. Сейчас, конечно, половатая всякая нечисть типа дронов. Мы сделаем вид, что мы их не видели. Ну?
I've never visited a Prothean ruin before. Aside from the Citadel, I mean.
Никаких комментариев, никто ничего.
Just lead the way.
Боже мой, не надо, пощади.
Deployed.
Sterile light. Protheans sure build things homey.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please? Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Quit shouting! This place is crawling with Geth.
Sorry, I am a little... Look, my name is Dr. Liaru T Soni. I am an archaeologist. Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me out of it, all right?
Your mother is working with Saren. Whose side are you on?
What? I am not on anybody's side.
На моей.
I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How did you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed up, so I hid in here. Can you believe that? Geth, beyond the veil! I activated the tower's defenses. I knew the barrier curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to. I was trapped in here. You must get me out, please!
Any suggestions on how we can help?
There is a control in here that should deactivate this thing. You'll have to find some way past the barrier curtain. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. I don't know how you'll get in here. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the Geth. They have been trying different ways to get past the barrier.
Ой, это, наверное, самое надежное прикрытие, если которое здесь можно было найти. Слушай. Прикрытие, укрытие. И этот тоже. Боже, да... Конечно, мы же сильнейший Кроган, мы сильнейший турианец в этой галактике. Зачем нам искать укрытие? Нас же ничто в этом мире не пробьет. Что ты говоришь, Лекс? А я вот так не думаю. Где-то осталась еще одна гетская засранская морда. Мне так очень не нравится он. Куси его, Рекс, куси. Вот и гет нашелся. Ой, еще и снайпер, матерь божья. Нет. Никаких не тут пуляний в меня есть снайперки.
Some action.
All clear.
Опаньки. Я первый раз, когда проходила это место, я чуть не умерла вот именно на этом моменте. Потому что, боже, зачем так громко?
Oh, how did you get in here? I didn't think
У
there
них
was
такие
any way
противные
past the
уши.
barrier.
We blasted through with the mining laser.
Of course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator.
Боже, что они
It should
сделали
take us out of
с
here.
ней в
Come on.
ремастере, а? В оригинале она была
I
такой
still cannot
маленькой
believe all
девочкой,
this. Why would the
столетней.
Geth come after me? Do you think Benezia's involved?
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. Obviously, he wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the hell was that?
Меня еще так забавляет вот эти
These
вот,
ruins are
знаешь,
not stable.
неродные
That
брови.
mining laser must have triggered
Вот
a
у
seismic
бабы
event.
Гали с 5-го подъезда, вот примерно
We
так
have
же.
to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
Обожаю Рекса. Так, сейчас будет еще одно увлекательное путешествие на респу.
Surrender. Or don't. That would be more fun.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
I like your attitude.
Так, Шепард, я понимаю, что ты очень смелая, а вот я нет. Куда бы зашкириться? Разведчик, штурмовик. Ага, вот на вот этого, пожалуйста. Боже, как страшно.
All patched up.
А ну не стрекотать мне в ухо. меня бесишь, чел. Тебе надо с чего-то расстреливать. Угу. Остался снайпер. И он, я думаю, где-то здесь. Лиара, как оно? С тобой можно поговорить? Не хочет. Этот гет был не самым умным. Это какой-то великий чих. Слушай, а вот если анимака сбрасывают, предположим, в полете, да, как они его обратно забирают?
The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Sometimes Joker's a real ass. Just try to ignore him.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Just how old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Damn! I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours. But among the Azari, I am barely considered more than a child. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Azari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened to the Protheans.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations before the Protheans. This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
What cycle? What are you talking about?
The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization
Я
rises
очень
up,
заинтересован в
it is
этом
suddenly and
разговоре.
violently cast down.
Хочется
Only ruins
калибровать.
survive. The Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring
Ой,
out
это
why.
мимика в первой части.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines, the Reapers.
Надо было все-таки потоньше и шею
The
сделать.
Reapers? But I have never heard of. How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out what it all means.
Visions. Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed to transmit information directly into the mind of the user. Finding one that still works is extremely rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged one, is worth almost any risk. But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information you received would have been confused, unclear. I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind would have been utterly destroyed by the process. You must be remarkably strong-willed, Commander.
This isn't helping us find Saren, or the conduit.
Of course, you're right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me. Unfortunately, I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
We've already got every other non-human species on board. Might as well add an Azari to the team.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate, or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance
Вот
to
ты же
think
знаешь,
things
да, у
over.
меня рядом
finished here,
на
Commander?
ноутбуке идет чат и стрим, чтобы за лагами следить, и за чатом, собственно говоря. Вот я сейчас смотрю, как выглядит там Лиара, и как она выглядит здесь. Это абсолютно две
Go see the
разные
doctor. The rest of
Лиары.
you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. T Soni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
I don't need this.
Communications cut, Commander.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were one of the first reinforcements to arrive at Elysium after the Blitz hit. And those raiders were no match for an Alliance frigate. Of course, the only reason the colony was still standing was because of you, Commander. I can't believe you held out as long as you did.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. О, ты видишь этот прекрасный космос, который как бы просто лежит на лице у Нормандии. Ле. Джокер.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
What are you talking about? Are you sick?
You mean you didn't know? Oh, crap. Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic. But I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
Why does everyone call you Joker?
It's a lot shorter than saying Alliance Flight Lieutenant Jeff Moreau. Plus, I love to make little children laugh.
You're dodging the question.
Look, I didn't pick the name. One of the instructors in flight school used to bug me about never smiling. She started calling me Joker, and it stuck.
Why didn't you ever smile?
Hey, I worked my ass off in flight school, Commander. The world's not gonna hand you anything if you go around grinning like an idiot. By the end of the year, I was the best pilot in the academy, even better than the instructors, and everybody knew it. They'd all got their asses kicked by the sickly kid with the creaky little legs. One guess who was smiling at graduation?
I have to go.
All right, see you.
Какой? Что я сделала? Аж. Бля, вот это просто логичная койка, ты, капитан, посмотри. Ужас, на первой нормальной даже туалета нет.
Commander, do you have a minute?
I always make time for my officers.
Off the record, I think there's something wrong here. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
We've got our orders. Bellyaching won't change them.
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. I mean, it's funny, we finally get out here and the final frontier was already settled. And the residents don't even seem impressed by the view. Or the dangers.
Well, well. You're a romantic. Did you sign on for the dream, Malenko? Secure a man's future in space?
Yeah, I read a lot of those books when I was a kid, where the hero goes to space to prove himself worthy of a woman he loves, or...
Боже, его брови сейчас пробили мне монитор, спасите.
But I thought about it after brain camp. Biotic acclimation and temperance training. I'm not looking for the dream. I just want to do some good. See what's out here. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
I trust you won't have any questions when whatever's coming hits the fan?
None. I'm not questioning the mission. I'm just concerned. Sorry to have wasted your time, ma'am. It won't happen again. Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Dr. T Soни. She seems nice enough. Hard to believe she's older than both of us put together.
Any intentions there, Lieutenant?
No, Commander. Just art appreciation.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Он не татарин. Он канадец?
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Чик-чак, с тобой потом поговорим. Лиара.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Alliance medical personnel take courses in alien biology, just in case.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits onto our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them.
ребенка
And
Азари
even
и
after they're
волосы.
gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld.
Я понимаю, но типа, что пришло в голову той Азари, которая решила, что она хочет волоса?
Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Насколько я помню, заточения. Так, мне кажется, основной мотивацией Азари вылезти в космос было авось найти новые виды для размножения.
Why agree to the union if she didn't want any children?
I cannot answer that. This is all speculation on my part. It is possible she wanted to be part of my life, but something happened
Тот
to her
волос,
before she
который
had the
стоит
chance.
на...
Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever
Боже.
happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone.
Помнишь, во второй
particularly if
части
the father
челик
species
стоит и
is
торгуется
short-lived.
на протяжении всей
Often the
игры.
partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
You must enjoy something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Где Шепард-то не пыхтит и так. Неинтересный челик. Гарус.
Commander, nice work out there. I knew working with the Spectre would be better than life at CSEC.
Have you worked with the Spectre before?
Well, no, but I know what they're like. Spectres make their own rules. You're free to handle things your way. At CSEC, you're buried by rules. The damn bureaucrats are always on your back.
Being a Spectre does have its advantages.
Exactly my point. If I'm trying to take down a suspect, it shouldn't matter how I do it, as long as I do it. But CSEC wants it done their way. Protocol and procedure come first. That's why I left.
So you just quit because you didn't like the way they do things?
There's more to it than that. It didn't start out bad, but as I rose in ranks, I got saddled with more and more red tape. CSEC's handling of Saren was typical. I just couldn't take it anymore. I hate leaving.
You did the right thing. Life's too short to sit around waiting for things to happen.
Yeah, you're probably right. Either way, I plan to make the most of this. And without CSEC headquarters looking over my shoulder, well, maybe I can get the job done my way for a change.
As long as you do your job well, you're free to go about your business as you see fit.
Thank you, Commander.
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian, Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
I figured she'd be a real asset to the team.
You got an eye for Tally, Commander. but I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Carry on, Adams.
Yeah.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
The Normandy's a prototype, cutting-edge technology.
A month ago, I was patching a makeshift fuel line into a converted tug ship in the flotilla. Now, I'm sitting on board one of the most advanced vessels in Citadel space. I have to thank you again for bringing me along. Traveling on a vessel like this is a dream come true for me.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable
Потому что вы тупые.
But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla, grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
С одной стороны, 17 миллионов — это очень мало, а с другой стороны, как представишь, что они все тусят на кораблях. Это уж ужас.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks,
bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. A million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brain power?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
You got what you deserved.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place. But we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them.
Посмотрим, как ты заговоришь дальше, Тализора.
They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
You didn't give them a real good first impression.
You really think things would be any different if we waited for them to act first? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
I should go.
See you later.
Something I can do for you,
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Shepard, what can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Seems similar enough to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
You're still here. Can't be all that bad.
I don't expect you to understand, but don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
Sorry, Rex. I wasn't trying to get you upset.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one. And no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? You ask a Krogan, would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
So long, Rex.
Commander?
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was hoping to get a minute of your time off the record.
Is this duty-related, Chief?
No, ma'am. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
You don't trust their motives because they're not human.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
That's enough, Chief. You always second-guess your superiors?
Ma'am, no ma'am. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
Oh.
Message coming in.
Oh, боже.
Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you.
Ну, хоть не хэкет.
Can't say anymore in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Так, все, на сегодня хватит.